Hello, bonjour, everyone. My name is Ella, and I'm here to kick off the tech presentation for the Frenchy group. So the resource that I'm going to be talking about is a website that I discovered that contains authentic and up-to-date audio-visual French materials that could be used by teachers, students, and any French learner alike. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that you guys can take a look for yourselves. The website is called TV5 Monde, and it's a French website, but I translated it to English with the Chrome extension Google Translate here just to make it a bit clearer. When you first enter the site, it looks like a news website, which can be used for this purpose as well. But here on top where it says French language, if you click that, you enter the learning portal. So this is to do with French education. When you click on the sidebar here, you see it says apprendre. Oh, there we go. There's the translation. It says learn, discover, teach, play, and dialogue way. So this feature dialogue at the bottom is their newest one. It gives you the opportunity to chat with chatbots of some of the most influential French figures. So I'll let you take a look there. I was messing around with the François le Premier, Francis the First, the King of France, talking with him earlier. It has the Play tab, which has a bunch of games, the Learn tab, where learners can access French placement tests as well as exercises to help them learn. It has the Discover tab, where you can actually see French articles, videos, songs, as well as right here, you can see French recipes. So this is great because now the BC curriculum is really putting an emphasis on getting to know French and Francophone culture, not just learning the language. But the tab that really struck me as important is this teaching tab. So here it gives you access to thousands of modules that teachers can use in their classrooms. You can sort them according to level, as I'm doing right now. Theme, let's choose chanson, song, and as well as age, because level doesn't always correlate with age. And I'll do teens. And the number in brackets tells you how many modules are available according to that criteria that you selected. So if I click this first one, which centers around a song by the French artist Angèle, it gives you the link to the French YouTube video. It gives you the transcription of the lyrics, which is really helpful. And most importantly, on the side, it gives you this fiche enseignante, the sheet for the teacher, which is essentially just a lesson plan. So really helpful for French teachers. It gives you step-by-step how to lead this lesson. It even gives you the learning objectives right there, as well as the answer key for the student sheet. So French teachers could use these to help them form some lessons, even form some unit plans. It could be really helpful. And then just to let you take a look at the student sheet there, essentially just a worksheet. And so there are thousands and thousands of these modules that could be utilized within the French classroom. And so I definitely would recommend taking a look at those if you are hoping to teach French in the future. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll pass it on to our next host.
Hi, everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about a website called Allo Prof, which is a great resource for students, teachers, and parents. All right. So starting off, this website is entirely in French, or you can have it in French, but I'm just going to keep it in English for the purposes of the video. So starting off, there are plenty of interactive tools for students, games, exercises, videos, study tips, practice tests even, and also a help zone here. So students can type a question and it'll be answered by someone verified through AlloProf, which is awesome. This is really helpful. I browsed it a little bit. Seems like lots of students use it for homework help. And this is just so great because it addresses all the diverse needs of students through different modes of instruction. So whether they're visual learners, auditory learners, kinesthetic learners, AlloProf has got it covered. You can browse by grade, by subject. It's really awesome. Then moving on to parents, there's lots of articles that they can read in terms of pretty much anything really. The benefits of a homework routine, how to help your children who have anxiety at school, how to foster autonomy or healthy habits within them. So many great resources, so many things for them to read up on. And then they can also talk to a professional. So you can chat with them, write to them, even call them if you have specific questions that you need answering. And then moving on to teachers, so many great resources here as well. Help with lesson planning, resources for them to use in their lessons, even, articles to read on how to deliver meaningful content, how to foster student engagement within the classroom. There's just so much here. Yeah. Anyways, thank you so much and have a good day. Bye.
So, the resource I will be sharing for this project is the Inner French podcast. It is available on Spotify. You can do that through the desktop app or through Spotify web player, like I've done here, which is just a website you can access on any browser. This podcast is really great for intermediate French learners who want a bit more exposure to spoken French, but maybe just don't have anyone to speak to outside of class time. So the podcast is here. You can see it's really highly rated, 5-star rating over there. There's over 150 episodes, all in that half-hour, kind of 40-minute range, so it's really great for just little bites of practice. So if we scroll down here, let's give this one a listen. So you can see he speaks pretty slowly and clearly, so it's great for intermediate learners. Some of the challenges that this podcast brings are maybe sometimes the topics aren't the most exciting, but there's usually a couple you can find that'll pique your interest. Some of the positive aspects here is that this does not require a paid Spotify subscription to listen to this podcast, so it's super accessible. And you can also speed up the playback time to maybe 1.5 or double time even if he is speaking too slowly and you want a bit more of a challenge. So that's the Inner French podcast.
This is the website Radio France. It is a really great tool to look for podcasts, for different videos. I've used it a lot in the past for different cultural projects. So it is in French, but you can go to podcasts. There's Inter France. You can look it up by subject. So if you just go right here, say you want to look up something about vocabulary, you could look up vocabulaire. And it would take you to all sorts of different things. Jazz is a form of art, it is a language, vocabulary, etc. You can narrow it down, and it's really great for looking for resources, especially resources in French.
Hello, so I will be talking about La Télévision Française de l'Ontario, TFO. So this is a French-Canadian TV channel, and it's broadcast out of Ontario. It's available on cable to Ontario, Manitoba, New Brunswick, and Quebec. As you can see, they have a really great website where you can watch all of their programs for free, which is particularly useful for those of us in majority Anglophone provinces such as BC. So this is a great resource because it incorporates French Canadian culture into the classroom and can help students hone in their oral comprehension skills, which is a very important aspect of language learning. There's programs for all ages, and as you can see here, there's 2 to 5, 6 to 8, 9 to 12, and so on and so forth. There's also different genres such as documentaries, sitcoms, cartoons, and more. This can be very valuable for French teachers to incorporate into their classrooms, and it's also a fun change of pace for the students. So thank you.
Another great online tool to use in the French classroom is Le Monde. It is France's leading newspaper, which is widely respected around the world. It's such a great tool because it can be used in many different classes as the articles cover many different topics. Since 2022, it now has an English version. So all you have to do is you can just go to the top of the page and press English, and it will bring up all the English articles. It's up-to-date information. It's a great resource to use for reading comprehension. and the website is very easy to access and to explore. However, the only downfall is that not all articles are available without a paid subscription. So any article that has the little yellow symbol on the side of it means you have to have a paid subscription to be able to access it.
So I have found word reference and Lingui to be the most impactful technologies in my teaching area, which is French. Here is word reference, and this one is Lingui. They both have many pros, such as they provide comprehensive and accurate definitions. They give examples in the form of sentences, which allow students to see how words are used in real life context. And there are also pronunciation guides, which can allow students to improve their speaking skills. As well, it is free and easily accessible as long as you have a device and a Wi-Fi connection. However, there are cons when it comes to using these online dictionaries. It can create a dependence, which can hinder development when learning the language. As well, it doesn't provide grammar explanations, which can cause problems. The best tip when it comes to using word reference and Lingui is to pair it with other teaching tools, because a dictionary alone will not help a student learn a language or become bilingual.
Bonjour tout le monde. À partir de maintenant, la suite de cette présentation sera en français. Désolé si vous ne savez pas comment le traduire. Now, that was a joke, of course, but if it weren't, you might benefit from this next technology, same as many students have since its introduction. From the same people that made Lingui, DeepL serves as a quick, effective translation tool. Even online dictionaries translate only one word or phrase at a time, but if you need a quick translation of a full sentence or paragraph, this is where it is. Perhaps the easiest method to describe DeepL Translator is Google Translate Plus. It looks similar, behaves similar, and is used in pretty much the exact same way. You plug in some French, it spits out some English, or vice versa. Now, this can be incredibly useful academically. If a teacher wants to use a resource in the classroom, but it only exists in English, DeepL. A student is studying and is completely stumped by a complex paragraph, DeepL again. The ease of use can be very problematic though as well. DeepL still makes mistakes, and those mistakes can be learned as fact by students that trust it too much. Worse, its use in schooling can result in students simply writing everything in English and then translating it with a quick click of the button. Like other AI-powered tools, this ease of use can very easily become ease of abuse instead.
Merci tout le monde. Thanks for listening. Bye.